When the Biden administration brokered that hostage swap with Iran last month that included the release of $6 billion in oil money that had been frozen to the regime, critics of the deal noted that the agreement would not only embolden the world's largest state sponsor of terror, but free up resources for them to act. And of course, we've known that they've been a longtime supporter of Hamas. That's where they get a lot of their backing from, is from Iran. So as reports developed that Iran both approved and supported the Hamas invasion of Israel, the culpability of the Biden administration, I would say, seems to be apparent. But at a time that requires great leadership, the House of Representatives, well, they're paralyzed by its vacant Speaker's office and remains unable to counter a feckless Biden administration. So what are the next steps that we're going to see Republicans in the House take this week? Joining me now to discuss this is Congressman Mark Alford. He serves on the House Armed Services Committee, the House Agriculture Committee, and the House Committee on Small Business. He represents the 4th Congressional District of Missouri. Congressman Alford, welcome back to Washington Watch. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Tony. I just got in from Kansas City.
Well, I'm sure that your constituents are concerned about what's happening around the world, especially in Israel, but probably just as concerned about what's happening on Capitol Hill and the lack of leadership. I've had a number of conversations with your colleagues this weekend. What are you hearing as the way forward?
Well, look, this is a very important decision that we're going to have to make. Leslie and I have spent a lot of time in prayer, even today at the airport when she saw me off, praying that God is going to raise up the next Speaker of the House and that we are going to be able to make the decision that he wants us to make in this race. It's down between Steve Scalise and Jim Jordan, two fine men, two men of integrity, two leaders who have different strengths. And I still have not decided how I'm going to cast my vote. Tonight in 35 minutes, we're going to convene in HC 5 in the bowels there of Congress, the Capitol Hill, and we are going to begin the discussions. Tomorrow night, we have a forum where the two candidates will make their pitch, and then on Wednesday, we will vote. I am hoping for a unified vote, that we can come out with 117 votes on the House floor to show unity and move forward.
I think given what's happened over the weekend in Israel, certainly this thing has been in the planning for some time, but it would be hard not to think that this may have been an opening because Congress is paralyzed without a speaker. And so Hamas, maybe taking advantage of that opportunity, has perpetrated something that we haven't seen in decades in Israel. So I hope that it is that sense of urgency has settled upon your colleagues.
Well, and I hope that the Chaos Caucus, who forced Kevin McCarthy out of office, realize that they may have contributed not to the murders of the Jewish people in Israel, but to the overall sense of chaos that's going on in the world. When we have a president who, as you said, is feckless, failing and flailing, and really doesn't even know what day of the week it is, he called a lid on his day at about 11:30 today, said he's going to make some calls to world leaders, but we need to hear from him from the Oval Office. This could be the start of a conflagration of battles and wars between different states. This is a powder keg that we are sitting on right now. And for us not to have a leader in the White House who can sit behind the resolute desk and be resolute in his thinking and his speech is a disgrace to the United States of America. In the same vein, we must have a leader soon in the Speaker's position that can lead us forward with clarity, determination, a strength for Israel, more support for Israel to rebuild their Iron Dome, and just a more resolute, unified force that will guarantee Israel and guarantee their future, help them guarantee their future.
Mark, I'm going to give you a question you probably would not get on most interviews that you would do, but I know you and I have had broken bread together. We've talked. I know where you're coming from. Give our viewers and our listeners a sense of the significance of this spiritual moment and what is happening and why we need to be praying, but not just praying, but acting as well under really the guidance of the Holy Spirit.
Tony, I think anyone who is filled with the Holy Spirit, who God has touched their life in some way, especially through the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ, knows this moment in time is significant. I never thought I would see this day, Tony, where we would see Jewish people butchered in the streets, grandmothers shot in the head, little children rounded up. There hasn't been this many Jewish people killed in one particular time frame since the Holocaust. I know that God has a plan. I know how it all ends. I'm not ready to be a part of that right now, but I want to make the decisions here in Congress in a godly fashion, with God at my side, to help me lead others and to help be a part of the leadership here that will maybe provide some peace to America and confidence for our Jewish brothers and sisters.
I think now is a time for all people to pray, all believers to be praying for the many believers like yourself that are in Congress, that there would be a sense of direction and peace and unity that would really just flow through the Capitol in the next 48 hours. Mark, I want to thank you for taking time to join us today, and I will be praying for you.
Thank you, Tony. God bless you.